Listen up, listen up. This is the Frontline Show on Intellectual Radio with Tyrone Muhammad and College Trust. Y'all know what this is, and y'all know the drill. Live call in 708-223-8953. Come on in, come on in. This is the Frontline Show at IntellectualRadio.com. Remember, go over there and subscribe and share if you're about this business of being a part of the family. Go subscribe and share to IntellectualRadio.com. I'm Tyrone Muhammad, and that is D. Carter Trust. Hey, Carter.
What's good, people? What's good?
So, listen, so what we're going to do is this. We're going to talk a little bit about what just happened in City Council.
Man, listen.
I mean, I don't know what to say about us. When you got, I guess it's party politics. And I'm so happy in a minute where I'm going to just stop trying to inform black people. And I'm just going to talk about and do some things, right? And just keep doing my thing and building and the positive stuff of what we going to do. Because I guess it's just too much stuff, Carter, to constantly talk about these Negroes. And we keep selecting them and electing them. And we have nothing in return for our vote. And to listen to this guy, this Mexican guy, I don't even know his name, do the tirade, a nig rant, and then to listen to our black elected officials. Because
to listen to this Latino man make racist slurs against black people, because that's what he did, and then to have the black elected officials to stand up and push
and accept his apology,
and
then put him in a position, Anthony Quezada,
to further
to do that.
Wow.
Like, so I'm watching Emma Mitchell did the same thing. I wouldn't have stood by this woman while the other Latino disrespected her. Stood with her. What was his name? That was the Rosa guy. That was the one he's tasting.
His buddy,
right?
Ramirez Rosa.
So it's clear these people are just racist, man. This is a sad state. As a black man, to stand with a black woman against being violated by anybody, and then to go and see how they just so easily apologize, make me really to understand, like, I think outside of black men being so weak, our black women just broken. They so broken because they are part of the church. They're part of the party. I'm telling you, in droves. And the men, they are blind, deaf, and dumb, killing each other, have no sense of a foundation. We've been so broken that any insult is acceptable.
But I think that when we say that they're a part of the church, so first of all, let's start by the fact that the church is broken.
That's what I'm saying.
The church is broken. The church is not doing and has not done what it's supposed to do. It has not held up its responsibility to the body of Christ. And so when you're dealing with that, you're going to have that. But also in terms of not holding up our end, our elected officials. And I think that we are like little mice running around on a hamster wheel, trying to get these politicians to do the right thing. It is not in them to do it. And so because it's not in them to do it, we have got to stop looking for them to do it. The fact of the matter
why we
is,
keep electing them if it's not
so it's not we, but so what has to, but here's the thing, Tyrone. What has to happen is we can't get weary in well doing. We got to continue to talk about it. We got to continue to shine the light on the things that are happening. You know, there's been more talk about the injustices that are happening around the world now than there ever have been. And I think that we're on the right track. We have to just continue to pound the pavement and talk to people about what's going on and opening their eyes to some of the things that's happening. It's just like when you look at what's happening around the world today, if you look at what's happening on the national stage, and if you go down your timeline on Facebook, every other post is, oh my God, Trump is this, and oh my God, Trump is that. And no one really is paying attention to. All y'all thinking about is all of our services and our programs, and they're cutting this and they're cutting that. And black people
When did
here,
they cut it
but
though?
listen
When
to
did it
me.
get cut?
Listen to me, black people. The things that are being cut and marginalized and taken away are things that we weren't benefiting very much from anyway. I get it. It sounds horrific when you hear the things that are going on and the cuts that are being made. But how many of us are really benefiting from Social Security? How many of us really benefited from DEI? How many of us really work for the federal government where that has to be something that is going to affect us? Okay, so in my household, it's an issue. There are several things that have happened that's an issue. I saw earlier this week where they're cutting funding that is going to the PhD pharmacy program at FAMU. Well, my granddaughter is on a full scholarship in that program. And I say all that to say, people, that don't think for one second that some of these cuts are not affecting my household. They are. But when I look at the grand scheme of things, when I look at the waste that has been uncovered and the money that has just been gone down the drain, the billions and trillions of dollars, I can't be mad. We walking around here mad at the cuts that they've made in the Department of Education. Have y'all seen the reading scores for kids in the city of Chicago? And I can't talk about nowhere else because this is where I live. Have y'all looked at that? So what really is the Department of Education doing for our kids? Really? See, we walk around here and we're looking at this system of things being shaken. And we're walking around here angry about it. Why y'all mad? Is not the Bible fulfilling itself? Didn't Revelations tell us? Didn't Matthew, Mark, John, and Luke tell us that these were the things that we were going to see? That we were going to come under a one world system? Is that not what it said? And so now that we're moving into that system, y'all walking around here scared, talking about the boogeyman. It's not the boogeyman. It's fulfillment of prophecy. Whether y'all voted for Trump or not, here's what people fail to understand. God either allowed it or ordained it. Period.com. So now what y'all gonna do? What we gonna do, black folks? Are we gonna keep doing what we doing? Are we gonna keep sitting back, allowing people to make decisions that affect us adversely? Are we going to continue to do this? Are we going to continue to elect people who have not served us, who stand in front of us in City Hall and let us know every time they vote? Some of them let us know every time they vote that they are not for us. Go and look at the measures that they're the things that they're voting on and think about how they are affecting you and affecting your wallet, and come back and tell me that you proud to be a Democrat or a Republican for that matter. Why?
Well, I'm
sorry. I'm
I ain't stopping you. Hey, listen, you ain't said nothing but the truth. I'm I'm just overwhelmed, and I'm constantly looking at it like that's why I decided. I said I was going to run for United States Senator, because at least in that space and being on that floor and being on in that stage, I'm going to feel so good exposing these hypocrites on the stage to the people, because it's a platform that they give them people.
mm-hmm.
And whether they listen to me locally, there will be a national platform, because to have the audacity to think you should run against Dick Durbin or Lieutenant Governor or anybody, the juggernauts of Chicago, Illinois, and you're ex-con. So I just want to defy some stuff, and just do some things that make, hopefully inspire people to say, man, y'all got to get up off the couch. Because it's a lot of great teachers, doctors, lawyers. There's a lot of great intellectuals in our city that should be probably putting their hat in because they've been community people. Put their hat in the ring so that we can have a viable candidate to push against these people and push them out. I'm at a point in my life right now where it's clear to me that I enjoy feeding people, creating opportunities, and feeding our community and women being able to feed their children and pay bills from what we establish and put together. They can't take that from me. They trying to take it from me. But they can't stop me from being innovative. They can't stop me from thinking outside the box, and they can't stop me from producing jobs and opportunity. So I'm gonna keep doing that because hopefully, if I keep doing enough of that, the people we hire becomes your allies for change,
Yes.
and they can now say, okay, this didn't happen from your government. This didn't happen because the government supported my business or your local elected officials. Some of them don't even show up ever. They don't show up. They
Mm-mm.
talk about black people and black business, but seem that they only show up at brown businesses. They only show up to highlight their little group of cronies
Mm-hmm.
that they hang with in the cool kid group. This is what's going on, man, in our community. So the grassroots never get touched, Carter. The grassroots never become grassroots never become involved in the daily to day operations of things because they never invite them and include the grassroots except when the election time comes.
But that's our fault. It's
Who fault?
our fault because, well, when I say it's our fault, I mean the people,
Yeah,
because we do not hold them to a standard. It is our fault because we continue to allow these people to get in front of us and to sing and dance like they're performing for a TV show, and make these, and we tend to put these people on pedestals like they're more than,
the people.
when more than the people. And here's the thing, as an elected official, you are no better than the people who elected you. You are no greater than the people who put you in that position. And so when we allow them to feel like they're better than us, when we allow them to feel like they don't have to listen to our needs and our desires, when we allow them to forget that they represent us and not themselves or their own personal interests. See, those are the things that we have done. Thus, we have now this slew of elected officials who really think that they work for themselves.
Well,
That's what they think. They don't think they
they
work for the people.
nah, because but they do. They don't because they get enriched themselves off of these jobs. They'll sit in office and then tell you like, okay, I'm gonna stay here and I'm gonna run one more term, and then I pass it on to you. And then they put the people they want in office.
Mm-hmm.
You don't let the people decide. The machine get behind them and push this person that we never heard of, never seen. Look at Brandon. He put somebody in the park district to run that disrespected the sister, the alderman. Then turned around and selected somebody for alderman spot that used more N words than you and I. So when that happened, man, I don't know, Carter. I don't know what to say. And naturally you're supposed to put your person in there. Because if I'm got a vacancy to fill, I'm gonna put you in there
Right.
and say, all right, Carter, you take over. And somebody might say, I don't like her. She was on fire. She was there. But then that I think she would serve you. I'm not saying that he's not gonna do a great job, but you should have found somebody else. Once this becomes so to a point where you got more Latinos that voted against him, that voted against this,
Yep.
along with whites
Yep.
and even a Jewish woman voted against that because you'll cancel Tyrone Muhammad if he said anything about the LGBTQ community.
Yep.
You'll cancel me if I said anything about Jews. You'll cancel me and wouldn't support me. Why they on the stand talking about they to have forgiveness. To have forgiveness. But they don't even forgive their own
It's
community, man.
amazing
It's
how
hypocritical.
people will ask you to forgive their missteps while stepping on you. Now,
Yeah.
yeah, wait, because I don't want you to miss that. Forgive my mishaps as I step on top of you
And continue to build.
and continue
Man.
to stand with my foot
So
on your neck.
Carter. Live call in, y'all. We want to hear from you. 708-223-8953. That's 708-223-8953. Stop listening to us. Call in and talk with us. Just don't listen to us alive out there in the intellectualradio.com world. Call in and talk to us about what you see need to be done and how you figure you should help us organize the street. And that's what I want to talk about, Carter.
Again,
I want to talk.
708
Yeah.
223 8953. And we want to hear from you. It's
Yes.
time out. We love the way we sound on the radio. We do. And we are good. We have to say that. But we need to hear from you. We want to hear what you think. We want to hear what ideas you have. We want to hear from the citizens who are being adversely affected by the things that are happening all around us. We want to hear from you. What kind of suggestions do you have? What kind of things would you like to see us doing? What kind of movements should we be arranging and preparing ourselves to participate in order to change the trajectory of what we're seeing, not just here in the city of Chicago, the state of Illinois, but even in this country as a whole? What do we need to do to mobilize ourselves so that we don't have more of the same?
So, Carter, I want to do something like, build a platform so that we can start getting in the communities um, and have forums. And I'm thinking like the frontline movement or something like for voter registration to drive voters participation, to drive awareness of your power, your vote. I think we need to do some lectures and seminars, find a little space. I don't want to do nothing in the church. I really believe in separation of church and state. When you put these events in churches, I told you what happened. We was in a church one day, and the pastor say, "You can't talk like that in a church." I say, "What do you mean? The church is no longer a church; it's a community center. You can't cuss in the church. This ain't a church, because Jesus wouldn't even have a political meeting in these churches if he was here, because he separated that. He'd be turning tables over. I don't know what book y'all reading. Ain't no way in the world Jesus would be suffering the people into a house who usher the people in politics, souls to the polls, not souls to God. They usher more souls to the polls than they bring the people in the community to God. So I'm thinking, Colin, we gotta figure out, and we want to hear from y'all. I see people on there who on the line. D.I. Antonio Crow, man. I just called in. When? One, is the phone on? You just called in? I ain't heard nothing ring. Antonio Martin
The
and
number
all the
again is
brothers.
708 223 8953. 708 223
Rico Bass.
8953.
I'm gonna call y'all out. Dino. I'm gonna call you people out. Don't watch us. We not no doggone animal in the zoo. Don't watch us. If you don't participate in this process, man, get off our line. I'm gonna just tell you like that. Ain't about watching us. It's about you participating and move. All right, there we go. We'll take this, Wanda. How y'all doing, Tyrone? Frontline show. Who are we talking to?
Oh, this Crow.
What up, Crow from the GOAT?
Man, what's going on, bro?
Yes, sir.
I've been watching your show, and I want to commend you and the sister up there. Y'all doing a great job orating and educating the people about how this city's been ran and how this political machine's been running. But you hit it on the head. We need to get more voter registrars within the community. We need to get more of these young people registered to vote as soon as possible. We have an election coming up next year. We need to get that ball going to get them more informed about the political machine in the city and how to get involved in their community organization and politics. And we need to have one of those voter registers down at your cafe.
Yep.
I think that would be a good way to get young people involved because everybody is how can I say THC friendly.
Yep.
And 420's coming up. And
yep. Prohibition Cafe, come on through.
Yeah, and that'll give you a chance to cross promote your business, get people to come in, actually have a chance to experience that atmosphere because we so down there.
Well, all you got to do is do it, Crow. All you got to do.
I'm trying to figure out how to become a voter registrar myself.
But I think we could do it just from the ex-con population that we know.
Do me a favor, text tag out your information.
Yeah, tag at it.
Okay, I'll get it from you and send you some stuff. You can actually become a deputy registrar. They have it online now. You don't have to go out and do a class. You do it online. They send you everything you need.
Nice.
Right from your computer.
So let's make some so we can get these voters out. What's up, man? Anything else you notice and observe, outside of my running for the United States Senate?
Well, I think that your one will be very well needed. It's time for us in our community to become more educated politically, and just get more involved in the politics and understanding how this system works. Because we've been misinformed, misled, educated for so long, and it's really a simple process once you get involved and start to understand the workings of it. So, we need to push that narrative right now and get ready. Like I said, get more people registered to vote because you are doing your Senate 100 2026 and you need that support. We just had an election in the South suburbs and specifically in the town of Burnham. I think it has 2,600 people or something like that. And only 700 people came out to vote.
Wow.
So that's a big problem.
It just shows you that if you got 1,000 friends, you could be the mayor or alderman out there in a location like that.
Because people are just giving up in the whole voter processing system, and it's just time to change.
I think some other people calling in, but Crow, I'm gonna reach out to you. Let's get it.
All right, no question. Let's get
Thank you for calling in.
All right, no problem.
All right, got it. Frontline show. Who are we speaking with?
Brother Tyrone, my name is Brother John Thompson.
Okay.
I'm calling from Minnesota, man.
How you doing, brother? I love it when I out of town get calls from all over. Thank you for calling in. How can you enlighten us, brother?
So you said a couple of things, man, and I didn't want to forget them, so I wrote it down. But one thing you said about this LGBTQ community and how if you speak out truthfully, the community, it's like a new racist attack on black men, and they're calling it homophobic.
Yeah.
So that's one thing. The other thing, because I know you, for the sake of time, your co-host asked, what can we do across the nation? Man, I've been watching your movement almost from afar, man. Philando Castile was my best friend, man.
Oh, wow.
And he was murdered here.
Yeah.
So I decided I'm going to run for office.
Yes.
And so when I put I went to the incumbent, and he said, "Well, you can't beat me. I'm a DFL endorsed candidate. You probably should run for something local, man." But every 2 years we vote for a Minnesota House representative. Yeah. Every 2 years, 7,000 people vote for the same white man. Every 2 years.
So what is that? That's state rep, House of Representatives. What is
state rep?
State rep. So what I did was I brought 87,000 people to the poll with me and became the first black man ever in this district ever to have a Minnesota House of Representatives. Noticing that.
Congratulations, great job, bro. Yeah.
I won this DFL endorsement, but during the endorsement process, what they would ask you is, if you lose the endorsement when you drop out of the race. And I was honest, like, no, I'm not going to drop out of the race because I'm not running for a party. I'm running for the people. I'm not running for the Democratic Party or
That's
the
right.
Republican Party.
That's
I'm running for
what's
the
up.
people.
That's right. So
Ultimately,
listen,
I got the DFL endorsement, but I had to call and my
Yeah.
team had to make these people give us the resources because they didn't want no Negro, outspoken. You have to keep in mind, I just showed up to the Minnesota Police Federation's chief's house with over 4,000 people in protest. Post winning. But they didn't want me to be. And so just for the sake of time, when she asked about the strategy, the strategy has to be, and it's always simple for us here in Minnesota. We organize, strategize, and then mobilize.
Yep.
I'm probably preaching to the choir, bro, because I see you doing it all the time.
No, I
You
listen,
gotta
but
do
we got a link
But we
across
gotta-
the country.
yeah, we gotta do
So
it across
brothers
the
like
country, yeah.
yourself, it's no reason why we ain't unified, especially where I could come there and help you campaign, and we could come there and stand on the injustices together. But you make sure you give me an inbox, man, so I can leave my number, leave your number, so we can start building. Because most definitely ECCSC is gonna be in Minnesota. So it's a lot of the stuff we got to do it, man. And when they see us doing this across the country, I'm telling you, they gonna recognize that the people are the voice and have the movement, and that the people is the reason for the change. So we can't play games no more.
I had a conversation with some DFLers when you were doing the felons voting registration. And I'm like, I'm looking at the brothers and sisters of Chicago, man, and it's not like they're all supporting the Democratic Party. And I'm sharing this with DFL leaders here. They're like, well, I don't know if you're looking at the numbers, but we're doing well. And I said, well, you're brainwashed.
Right.
And ultimately, what happened was people actually were. But I just wanted to, before I want to say no, I want to ask you a question.
Yes, sir.
Do you think that we get what we need as a black community through politics?
Absolutely not. And that's why I'm so caught up in building businesses and commerce, because our politicians are bought and paid for. So if we never put forth our candidate and then fund their campaigns, then we sit back and expect them to work for us when we never gave them $5 in the whole campaign, bro. If we're not funding our elected officials, then other people take their vote, take their power, our power, and they usurp their authority and make them do their bidding. We have to control our politicians with the free sources as well as with our mobilization.
That's
You
right.
got something to say on that one, Carla?
No, I'm with you.
So we need, and you're absolutely right. I think
Economics
what you
lift
said is
up.
we need the economics to open our mouth.
Most definitely, we should be like whatever business I have here, y'all should be doing there, or whatever business you all have there that we can collaborate. We should be doing this in Illinois. So, man, it's about collaboration. Stop the hating, man. You got men that they will hate and watch you build all your life and never support you or be a part of it, but always got something to say. It doesn't matter, just men, women that's fighting out here on the front line. Well, other women won't support them. They'll fight, they'll talk about them. Man, we got to stop that retarded stuff. I'm serious. We got to do better. And I think that the more calls like this and us getting together and tapping in, God bring us together, then I think we'll be able to change the trajectory, as our sister said, of our condition.
Yep.
And
last thing before I go, because I had to hop off, is I want to always end by saying I love y'all.
Thank you.
What's my other alternative? I want.
Yes,
love
sir.
you too.
I'm gonna end by saying I love y'all because I don't have a choice.
Thank you, my
Back
brother.
at you, brother.
Peace out, y'all.
Peace.
Next call.
Frontline show, Tyrone Muhammad, Cause of Trust. How can we help you?
Yeah, I was calling into the radio show.
Yes, ma'am. Please, how you doing? Thanks for calling. I'm Tyrone Muhammad, and this is Cause of Trust.
Hey, Tyrone, it's me, Lori, from Lori Fountain.
What's up? What's up? You ready to do this election, Lori? Let's go. What you waiting on?
Yeah, and you know what? You guys talking about what I want to say with the black community, the kids. We have to get them interested in politics.
Absolutely.
They need to know this a D or an R or whatever. That's not the point.
That's right.
To me, what is scary, and I'm white, but this generation of white kids that are tearing the country down, if we don't get somebody else interested, we're going to end up with these lunatics
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that's right.
getting elected. So it's so important to teach that, they've just got to be taught that voting is really important. I think if they're young, you just think, oh, well, I ain't going to vote. I don't care. But because if not, this generation of, I'm sorry, I don't know what to call them, weirdos are going to start getting elected. And another thing real quick, I wouldn't want to try to go through the state because they'd mess it up. I was thinking of I don't want to call it a program, where kids at risk in the city, if there's a family that wants to take in a boy, a girl, doesn't matter, for the summer or a week in the summer, whatever, these kids need to know that there's more than crime out there. I think that, you know what I mean? And just show them the other way.
A better way.
A better way. Because we're just laid back country people down here. But I don't know.
Where you at, Lori, again?
Huh?
Where you at? What town you in Illinois again?
I'm in Henry. It's like Peoria is like about 30 miles south of me.
Okay. So you said McHenry or Henry?
Henry.
Yeah,
Henry. Yep.
That's Henry.
So how many people and what's the population of Henry?
Oh, golly, 27,000 or 2,700 people.
2,700.
Yes.
And how do y'all normally vote? Pretty much Republican, conservative mostly?
I have always voted to who a D or an R or whatever, don't matter to me. I'll vote for either. I do my research and vote for whoever. And if it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out.
Lori, but I do want you, and I've talked to you before about this, and hopefully you give me a call tomorrow. But I do want you to know, most definitely set up something for me to come through to Henry. I don't know how y'all organization and y'all committees are down there, but I most definitely want to come through as that senatorial candidate for Illinois. Right. I do want to do that, so make sure you keep me in mind as you set up these different counties that we have to start. I want to go visit on my way to Peoria. That would be great.
Oh, yeah. And I know some people in Peoria. Another thing I thought with closer to election time, my husband was mayor here in this town a couple terms. But what people like to see is door to door. People
That's right.
Flyers,
I know it. I'm coming.
They want to. Yeah, they want.
I'm coming.
They want. People want you to touch them. Yes.
But guess what? I know they care. They don't care about your community more than I do, and I know they're not coming to your community. I'm gonna be there.
Right. Exactly. Because I mean, I'll be the first to say. I mean, we're pretty white, this whole county. And honestly, there are ignorant people. There's ignorant people in any color, but I just left
Shelby County. You familiar with Shelby County?
No.
Well, I just left there, and they're pretty white too. There was only 2 black people in the whole room, and I pretty much got the whole room to say that they're gonna vote for me for United States Senate. And that was the top committee people. So I'm going, when I get through hitting up down the state, see, I don't think downstate, the beautiful black white people downstate gonna be my issue. It's when I get to Cook County and but this in the city, it's gonna shock them because I have enough touch and reach in the communities that they're gonna be shocked to see that the people are tired of this stuff.
Yes.
They are. We are. And you know what? Honestly, I think there's more like-minded people like me now. I mean, now that everything's out and this whole deal, actually since Obama, the lies, the corruption.
Yes, ma'am.
Right in your face. They
In
didn't
your
even try to
face.
hide it.
They don't. They and that's the thing, that really, boggles the mind is that it's just a matter of paying attention to what's going on. They're not trying to hide it.
Right. The
No,
people, they
no,
figure the people are ignorant. But guess what,
they are.
Lori? We got a different approach. We're gonna organize the people to be a little more
Yep.
vigilant and not. So if they got you, us, me, and we build a coalition, because my goal is
Hmm.
2,000 volunteers across the state. So if we
Yep.
do that, I think we'll be able to make some
Yeah.
things happen. And we're about to start rolling out real soon. So, like I say,
Yeah.
stay
Yeah.
tuned. And I need your wisdom on this, especially in
Yep.
the whitest white counties. I'm gonna need to know.
Right. Right.
It's not, see,
Yep.
every county is about what you're gonna do for those counties or those towns, because every town
Right.
ain't Chicago. Every
Right.
town needs
Hmm.
something different. And the problem with politicians, they go there thinking they're gonna tell you all what y'all want instead of them listening to what you say you want them to do.
Oh yeah. No, they don't listen. And to tell you the truth, I probably do vote more conservative, but I am disgusted with the whole bunch of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a handful that will stand up against it, but for the most part, they sit there and don't say a word.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
They
we
don't say a
elected you.
word.
Yeah, we elected you for a reason, not to. I don't know. I just get so
No,
worked
that's
up
it.
about it.
That's okay. We want you to talk. We want you to tell it. We want to get it off your chest, and you want you to inform the people as you call.
Yep.
This is Intellectual Radio Show. So
Yep. And it's got we've got to talk to these inner city kids and get them to vote. Just to teach them, how important voting is, especially the time we're in right now.
well, we're
Um,
building a team for that right now to get the voters registrars out and to lock in some of these 18-year-olds and get them
yep.
do some voter registration. No, you're gonna see a drive, you're gonna hear about it, and we're gonna hit the ground, especially in Chicago. But I can't wait, and
Yep.
I look forward to coming down to Henry County to see you all.
Yeah. Oh gosh, yes. We'd be glad to have you. So, well, I'm going to get off here, but
Well, thank you
Thank you.
so
Tyrone,
much for
yeah,
calling.
Yes,
this
ma'am.
might sound corny, but
Okay.
I'm just so proud of you, Tyrone.
Thank you.
I'm just
Aw.
very, very proud of you. It's like, and I tell people about you all the time. Actually, real quick, we have, obviously, we have a police department with only one person on duty, and they hired, yeah, I'm not kidding. They
They
hired
could have hired me.
yeah, well, they hired this young black man,
Yeah.
and one day I had the kids, my grandkids at the park. He pulled up, and he had been playing basketball with some teenagers,
Yeah.
and then come over to the park, and we had a nice conversation. And I said, by the way, and I brought you up. Did you do any speaking at like police? Oh, what do you want to say? Did you do any talks to upcoming policemen?
Ain't no telling.
Yeah,
Yes,
we
I,
talked.
I,
Yeah.
I have. Yeah. In
Yeah,
Nashville.
because
In Nashville.
yeah, but I said your name, and he thought that you had spoke to his class. I think he said Decatur. I'm not sure where he was, but he wasn't sure.
Yeah, yeah.
But
Yeah, I
so,
have spoken to police officers even about their accountability and their upholding of the law and the Constitution as it relates to how they interact with the citizens. So I've had those
yep,
conversations in a number of spaces with police officers and state's attorneys and just law enforcement. Period. So yes,
yep,
ma'am.
yep. So, and I did talk. I said to him, I said it was really nice seeing you play with those kids. I said, you guys look like you're having fun. I said, community policing has got to come back. And he said he always does that. And he said, if some cop tells you he doesn't have time to stop and shoot a few baskets or whatever, he goes, they're lying.
Yeah.
Every cop has time,
I ain't nothing but
but
time but sitting in the car, right? A lot of
Right.
time. So
Mhm.
they have
Yeah,
time.
yeah. So,
So
well,
all
I'm
right,
gonna let you
Lori.
go.
Now you stay. Thank
Okay.
you for your. I appreciate you for always being on the front line. Says this is the FrontLine Podcast. So thank you for always supporting, and I look forward to talking to you soon.
Okay. All right.
All right.
See you
Take care.
later. Bye
All
bye.
right, bye.
You know what? Lori said something really interesting. And one of the things that I want to do is challenge our listeners.
Mm-hmm.
The next time your elected official has one of those meetings that they like to have where they call you guys into the meetings to tell y'all all of the wonderful things that they've done for you all, I challenge you, listeners, hear me. I need you to go to the meeting and I want you to start telling your elected officials what you need from them.
Mm-hmm.
Stop going to those meetings,
Listening to
letting them lie to you about some of the
Mhm.
things that they've done,
Mm-hmm.
and make them tell you what has been done that benefits you personally. Because, see, if we're electing people and they can't tell us anything they've done that personally benefits you, they probably don't need to be your elected official.
Amen.
Every single elected official should have some measure that they have voted on, that they have supported, that they have pushed, that was a benefit to you personally, whether it's housing, whether it's Medicaid, whether it's your light and gas bills, whether it's the price of city stickers and whatever those measures are. What have you done that specifically benefits me? And if they can't name one single thing in a body of their peers, because you're their peers, they don't need to represent you.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that we need to understand, because, see, we have these people that stand in front of us and tell us all of these things that they've done, and all of these things that they've done have been a great benefit to other people. What's the thing that you've done that's been a great benefit to us, to my people, to my community, to my block, to my district? That's what you need to be asking them. Hold their feet to the fire. It's like, if we're going to keep electing these clowns and putting them in office, and the reason I say clowns is because, remember, I said that I will not be saying anything disparaging about people, but when you are performing
Right.
and you're acting, I tend to associate that with clownism.
Mm.
And so when you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing, but you're standing in front of me like you are, that's clowning around, is it not? Thus the term clown.
Hey, clowns then. But hey, look. I just feel so good because I know this is powerful. So the whole theme of intellectual radio is feed your brain, right? That's that thing. Feed your brain, right? Feed your brain. So I can speak proper English when Tracy around. I can be let me just say. Feed your brain. I could be all proper. Feed your brain. That ain't gonna get shorty. So you really have to start educating these young people and watch. They the future. I don't care how old you are. You think you're gonna be in office forever, you're gonna die. At some point. You're gonna die. I thought Jimmy Carter was gonna never die. I ain't lying. I said Jimmy Carter must be God. That man can't die. Matter of fact, I'm looking for him to rise up. This man is so old.
How old is he?
still doing public service work.
Yes.
Until he couldn't do it no more.
Until he couldn't do it anymore.
So I'm just saying, you're gonna die. So yeah, stand in office. I ain't gonna say y'all name, but y'all know you black folks who've been in Congress or Senates and all these different seats.
30 years.
30 years, and in the board, county boards, and all these different locations, and y'all don't know how to pass the torch or pass the baton to then resurrect. This is why, man, I wish we had some good, rich white folks that could help us do some voters registration.
We do.
I really wish we had some good, rich black folks, because we haven't tapped into no real person that got funds that can help you get that vote and educate.
But you know what, Tyrone, I
They
believe
have-
it's coming. I think that, and that's why I
It,
said
it
it's so
is,
it's slow,
but
but you know what, it's coming. And
But-
I think that we have to be as optimistic as possible. And I think that also we
I
have to
can't be
galvanize.
optimistic. I have to do it ourselves.
Well,
Like, we
that's
gotta
true.
do it.
But
And then
I
if
think
it come,
then would be
we're
right.
not waiting on it. I'm saying,
Well, what I'm
I
saying
wish
though
we
is
had
is it may not come like that, but what I am saying to our listeners, what I'm saying to you is this: we have a young man here, right here, who is a Senate candidate, who has already shown, has already proven that he is going to go 10 toes down for the citizens that he represents.
absolutely.
And so, people, what I'm saying to you is, no, the millionaire's not running to the door yet, but you're at the door. And it starts with
That's sweet.
small seeds.
Yeah.
And if you start sowing a seed, if you sow a seed of $5 a week, Tyrone, you got your Cash App information and stuff.
What,
But because what I'm saying is, people,
all they gotta do is go to Tyrone for Senate.
Tyrone for Senate.us. And listen, let me say this again: Tyrone for Senate.us. And even if you start giving $5 a week, commit. It doesn't take. I see. We make the mistake of thinking we have to give hundreds of dollars.
Yeah.
And listen, if
a million people, if 100,000 people gave you $5
a week,
you'll fight. You'll be able to fight.
You'll be able to fight another day. And that's what I'm saying.
For sure.
And so that's what I'm saying. I'm saying that it doesn't necessarily take the millionaires, but it does take us galvanizing. It does take us putting our money where our mouth is. It does take us supporting candidates that we feel are going to best represent us. One of the biggest reasons that we're in the condition that we're in is because our candidates have allowed themselves to be pimped out.
Yeah, lobbies and special interest
by
groups.
special interest groups and lobby groups, or people with money with their own special interests.
That's right.
Or J.B. Pritzker with an endless bank account, who is as crooked and demonistic as the days are long, putting money into different places and then basically running around these elected officials like he owns them. Where if you people, our people, would give, then we don't have to be beholden to those special interests or to people with money. Now we can actually represent the people we're supposed to represent, because they're the ones who put us there. They're the ones who made sacrifices and gave money from their budgets to make sure that we got in office to do the things that we need to do. And so these are the kinds of conversations that we have to have. We have to, and I get it, Tyrone, you can't have that conversation because I guess it feels away.
Yeah.
I can have the conversation. I can say to my people that this is how we get good people in office. This is how we get the right people in office. This is how we don't end up with lifelong politicians who think they're supposed to stay in a position until they die, who thinks that they have somehow become entitled to the office that they held, that it's not about the people who elected them. But when you give freely from your heart to support candidates that you believe in, and even if it isn't Tyrone, whatever candidate
first of all,
you
if
believe
it
in,
isn't
but
me,
I want it to be
crazy.
Tyrone.
Hold on.
Yeah.
If it isn't me, you crazy.
What's wrong with you?
Who you think gonna hold them people accountable better than me? I have a track record. I ain't got to even worry.
Nobody yet.
I can't wait to do it.
That's gonna go 10 toes down with these people and then not turn around
and
sell
not
out.
gonna apologize
And
for
not-
saying what
unapologetic.
the heck I want to say about truth as it relates to the American citizen. And listen, I don't have to know every policy. That's not what it is. Do you think these people do work when they get down there? No. They got all type of aides and different people that's abreast to the issues that prep them and get them ready to even present anything. So never think, don't let any of them fool you. No one, Barack didn't know nothing about being the president till he became the president. He had no prior. He has no training for
Ain't
that.
no it's on the job
Nobody has training
On the
to be
job
the mayor.
training. That's
How you
right.
have look at
Well,
Brandon
look at how he
still
messing it up.
but look, still trying to figure it out. You don't have that. That's why you put great advisors around you.
Yes.
You put people around you that love you, that's gonna tell you the truth. Say, hey man, shut the hell up. Don't do that. Slow down. Let's do that, but not change you. See, you don't want them. I don't want them type of people around me who think they're gonna change me from my past and my desire and my love for my people and my love for America's citizens.
Right.
See, I know that whether you're in rural white or you're in Inglewood, they suffering from some of the same issues. Opioid crisis, mental health, poverty. Man, you go down to some of them southern states and you will not complain again in Inglewood. About once you go down there and see some, I've been through them states. I mean, them counties and them towns. These people still got outhouses. Some of these states, man, hey, in cities in Illinois, man, it's ridiculous, and we have no the conditions so bad because you don't hear about the white people not crying all the way to Chicago.
Right.
You think they straight downstate. Man, people living so terrible. Some of them still got dirt roads. And we're in America spending billions on non-citizens, and our infrastructure in Illinois is terrible.
Yep. Yes, it is.
Yeah. Anything else, Kyle?
So it's like this, people. It's like, what we gonna do, y'all? Like for real. And we're here and we're not going anywhere. But I'm telling y'all, we gotta stand up. We gotta stand up collectively. And I'll even go as far as to say, when it comes down to this business of politics, it ain't even got really nothing to do with ethnicity. It ain't even about that. It's really about right and wrong. It's about good and bad. It's about us and them. Who's the us and who's the them? What side of this coin do you want to find yourself on? If you're okay with the side of the coin that you on, keep doing what you're doing. Because if you keep doing what you're doing, you're going to keep getting what you're getting.
God, you know what I want to do? I want to do to redesign my website with the community in mind, right? I want to do like a relaunch of my Tyrone for Senate website. We invite the people, we got the food, the room, and we got the professional building the site out together. Like actually building
sitting down with the people where we're actually
building the site out. Like
Let's
to
do
get
it.
the interest into them compete, even young folks saying, like you get all the different tabs to talk about all of the issues, violence, women health issues, domestic, all of the different stuff, education, economics, workforce development, just the tabs that they help watch the professional website designers build it out while we eat, while they drink, if you drink. Even I bring some of this that ooh-wee stuff. Now they just building it out. That's mean if you're 21 and older. Just building out the site. Like I just something different I think I want to do and book a location with big screen TV and they got the computer hooked up to it and we pay the web designer person.
How many people are we talking about?
And I want to spot for like at least 150 to 300 people. I want the people to come out and have fun. It's a way for us to interact and a campaign kick off on so many levels. We'll kick off here, kick off doing this, kick off doing that. I'm just thinking like that would be a great thing because you build it out.
I agree.
So I'm thinking as we do that, yeah, because I got it. I'm thinking on that level. What you think?
I love it.
I haven't heard nobody do it yet.
I love it.
I haven't heard it.
And
they may steal it now, but I haven't heard nobody do it.
That's okay. Well, we're gonna do it. So they can steal it, but we're gonna actually do it. Yeah, that sounds good. And
Tyrone Muhammad for Senate. Let's get it. Crown. crown on, mask off. Something like that.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. But real talk. So I think that's a good idea. And I would even go as far, Tyrone, as to maybe having a couple of people. We have to talk to Wanda early, getting
And
some
have
people,
voters registration there as well.
have it
Yeah.
in studio. Having
Yeah, I
people,
like that.
I like
Wanda,
having
what you
people in
thinking? Wanda
studio.
in
You
the
know,
Atlantic radio can hold 300-400 people.
well,
We
maybe
do
not
something.
400, but we can get
And
a
we
nice
can get the
group of people.
podcast and the
Yeah.
people can talk.
Yeah.
We gotta have a day where we just
Wanda
take
said
over.
no.
We gotta have a day where
Did
we
you say
take.
no, Wanda?
So listen, we gotta have a day where we just take over the whole studio.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
And anybody, y'all know everybody canceled for today. And we got this here, and we can
We
let the
just
people
spend the
talk.
day and
We
let
the
people,
people
yeah,
talk
let the
and
people
sit
talk.
down and talk about
Sort of
why.
like a
That's a
telethon.
telethon. All right, raise money.
Right, and that's
All
what
right.
we can have the Tyrone for Senate telethon
I like that. You
live
ready,
on
Wanda?
Intellectual
I don't know if
Radio.
can y'all do that one? Can they do
Yeah,
political
we can
stuff?
do
Oh
whatever
yeah,
we
I
want
see.
to do.
Man, I see they picture. So I guess you could. So we'll see.
Sure.
We'll see what's up. Sad is. So we're gonna
So
do a
y'all hear that?
telethon. So that's a telethon. We got the video. I mean the website. And what else? Oh, I got a few other things lined
Okay,
up.
so y'all hear that, listeners?
Telethon.
So we actually are gonna have a day
That'll work.
where you
Correct.
guys can come in.
No, the goal is
the goal is
50,000
to come in
we can say 100,000.
100,000.
Now we can push
And
because
we
you
can
got
get the little red
thing.
and show where we are.
Man, it's on. Kanye, you can write the whole check. Quit playing, man. So yeah, no, we'll do it. I'm thinking, let's think about the day.
Let's do it.
Frontline, yep, telethon.
The Frontline telethon.
For Tyrone, for Senate. No, we got it. We gonna do
I
something.
like that.
We're gonna raise some money because they ain't
But
gonna give
also-
it to us until they see us placing. So we're gonna be by the time they see us, we're gonna be all downstate. We're gonna touch all the Laurie's Fountain. We're gonna touch all the Shelby County. We're gonna touch Peoria, Patuca. We're gonna be everywhere. By the time they look up, it's gonna be too late.
Like,
They're
where
gonna be
they
trying
at?
to tell you to sit down. Come on, man. Can I give you something to stop?
Nope. We won't stop.
Can't stop.
We're moving full steam ahead. That's what's up.
Well, we got 1 minute. Carter, any last words before we shut it down?
My last words are: listen to me, citizens. Citizens. We can't keep doing what we've been doing, y'all. We got to get up. We got to rise up. This is the beginning of the uprising. It is time for us to rise up. It is time for us to stand up and fight for what we need in our communities. We must get it. They're not going to give it to us. No. We've waited patiently. We've been humble. We've been honorable. Now it's time to start kicking doors down, people. Can't continue to be nice. We can be respectful, but we ain't got to be nice. Let's get it.
That is so. With that being said, get ready. We're gonna have a whole phone bank calling in on the telethon, and all day we'll set a time, and we're gonna stop. We're gonna stop when we reach our goal, and just have fun and festivities, and maybe after party and prohibition. Like I looked at that guy, like, yeah, she ready for her drink, and so we gonna do it. Watch this. Hey, look, God, thank you for the idea. Thank you, God, for the idea. Telethon, let's get it going, and we're gonna make them know we for real. They're gonna be forced to listen, because we're gonna make the people show them that they're worthy to be listened to.
Yes.
With that being said, thank you all for tuning in, and we'll see you on Thursday. Feed your brain. Feed your brain. IntellectualRadio.com. Go subscribe and share. Thank you for tuning in. Allah.
Peace.
You cannot handle this intellect. You cannot handle this intellect.